guys, how are we doing today?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
So I'm Laura, and today we're going to be talking about using commas and lists. So commas are very integral parts of sentences, and it's really important as we come into our test season that we know how to use them most correctly and effectively in our sentences. So the first thing that I want to do is ask you guys how you understand commas to be used in sentences, or how you use them yourself. Yeah.
Well, for me, I always use them when I'm making like a list.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like if I wanted to name multiple things at once, I'd use the commas to break up that list.
Nice. That's good. Did you have anything?
I just generally use them when I feel like a pause is needed in a sentence.
Okay, yeah, those are both good ways to think about using them. So something that I like to do is I like to think about commas in terms of traffic lights. So if we think about periods, right, there's something that ends a sentence or a phrase, comma, that would be like a red light, right? It's telling us to stop, don't move forward for a bit. But when we think of commas, they're more like flashing yellow lights. So it's telling us that we need to slow down and put some emphasis in between two concepts or words. So what we're going to do today is we're going to focus on how commas are used specifically in lists, like you were talking about. So can someone read this first sentence for me, please? Yes.
I like eating, horses, tennis, and music.
Awesome. And see, you did exactly what you were talking about before. You put natural pauses in between things. And I like to read, when I read sentences aloud, either in my head or out loud, it's good for me because I get to see where these commas would be or if there are commas missing from those places. So I want to ask, what would happen if we took a comma out of here? Can you read the sentence again?
I like eating horses, tennis, and music.
Ooh.
So what's wrong with that sentence, right? It's implying that we like to eat horses, when really, I don't think that's our thing, right? So that's where this comma becomes very important. So the next comma I want to turn your attention to is this one over here, in between tennis and. So this is called an Oxford comma, and there's a lot of debate over whether or not we should use it. But I think that this comma becomes very important when we look at sentences like this next one. So Dunia, can you read this next one for us, please?
Mm-hmm. I love my sisters, Scooby-Doo, and Hello Kitty.
Okay, so this is telling us that I love 1, my sisters,
Mm-hmm.
2, Scooby-Doo, and 3, Hello Kitty. But what were to happen if we took away this comma? Can you read it again?
I love my sisters, Scooby-Doo, and Hello Kitty.
Okay, so this is saying that my sisters are Scooby-Doo and Hello Kitty when really my sisters are Sabrina and Monica and they are not nearly as cool as this. So that's where this detail becomes very important. So we have to keep that in there. So do we have any questions about these first two parts? No? Okay, great. So the next thing and last thing I want to talk to you about is where we use commas in terms of related to adjectives.
Hi.
Hi, just
Okay.
sorry, just like one more
I
minute.
just never seen anyone in here before my class before.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so
We'll be
we
right out.
have a class coming up.
Okay, we're almost done. So where we use commas and when it's adjectives in list, right? So we have they are kind and dedicated teachers. So if we take out this and, we can also replace it with a comma. And this is a stylistic choice you can choose. But really, if you have an and in there, you have to know how to use the and or the comma in it. And it kind of looks a little weird if you do both of them, so I would choose one. But now this reads, they are kind, dedicated teachers. So it's the same sort of thing, puts the same pause there, but it's just something you can choose to do. Yes?
What if I wanted to put like 3 adjectives in front of the teachers? Could I just separate it by commas also? Is there like a limit or is that okay?
That's a good question. And that, I think that if you, let's say they are kind, cool, dedicated teachers, how does that look to you?
Well, that looks pretty good.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah. So that's it for today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.